welcome back to my channel, New York Times bestselling author Jamie Brumfield. And today we're going to be talking about day 3 of our personal development, personal growth journey for the month of November. So we're basically focusing in on multiple tools that you can use, coaching tools that you can use. We're also focusing in on tips and tricks that you can do to kind of work on personal growth and personal development. There are 8 areas in the balanced life. Theory, process, the wheel, the graph. That is what I work with my clients, is creating a balanced life. And I do the actual balanced life. The balanced life wheel is the very first thing that we talk about when we are doing our coaching consultation. So if you are interested and are curious about whether or not coaching works for you, then definitely check out my Facebook page down below. Click book now and book a free consultation. I'm accepting new clients right now, and that consultation will end when I stop accepting new clients. There are a limited number, so definitely check it out and get your free consultation. We will be doing this. We will be actually having you do this at home before you come to your coaching consultation over the phone. And then we're going to discuss this and delve deeper and create a plan in that consultation to help you moving forward. Whether you continue moving forward with me through a coaching relationship or whether you just work on your own, that's perfectly fine. And definitely subscribe to this channel because we will be working through all of these areas on the Balanced Life Wheel through 2021. So from now through 2021. So definitely subscribe to the channel because you'll be getting more tips and tricks. But whether you're working with me, another coach, or you're doing it on your own, this is a super invaluable tool that will help you as you're moving forward, finding success and balancing your life. The whole thought process behind this tool is to let you look at your life on a whole through all these different areas and say, yeah, so this definitely needs some work this month. And so you can start balancing it out. It is a challenge to create a balanced life. And those who are even very successful at it still find challenges. But doing this every month, and I would recommend doing this every month, so save this video so you can come back every month and do it with me. But doing this every month at the beginning of the month and then evaluating it at the end of the month to see what kind of changes happened after you do the new one, you will see progressive changes as you continue to work on it, especially if you add in, managing your time and, putting together goals and that kind of thing. You're going to see great movement towards finding success. So let's talk about what factors go on a balanced life wheel. First of all, this is a journey journal. Anybody who works with me as a client or does my master classes knows that this is something that we do on a everyday basis. So a journey journal is just a notebook where you're recording your thoughts, you're recording your activities, you're recording your time management, you're recording everything in here as you work through the month or 2 months, however long it takes you to get through the notebook. So every month when you start out your new month, you do what is called a balanced life graph, which is this on this page right here. I'm going to go through each aspect with you because I want you to be able to utilize this every month. So first 8 areas of what I do is I break up the pie chart and I do a big circle on my page and break it up into 8 different areas. Those 8 areas are personal, professional, environment, and then you've got health, then you've got relationships, finance, spiritual, fun, and recreation. I will link up I will list the 8 areas down below in the video description box. If I went too fast for you, you can just grab them there. So those are your 8 areas. I like to do less work. My theory is that I am doing less work and achieving bigger results. So I like to look at it even more in depth on a monthly basis than just those labels, because those labels can be split up into more places. And you can actually look at those labels and say, oh, I'm doing really good in this part of professional, but I'm not doing good in this part of my professional. And it will wake you up to what you might need to start working on in the future. Same thing with relationships. You can break up your relationship pie piece into 4 different areas. And we're going to talk about that here in a minute. So once you've broken up those 8 areas, then you want to go personal it's personal growth, personal development. I just leave that as a whole as one. Sometimes I might split it up, but really it's just about personal development, personal growth. Professional is about your career and your job. Some of us have a job for now and we're working on getting to our career. So if you have those two things, then you want to split it up. If you already are working on your career that you want to be at, then you don't need to split it up because your career and your job are the same thing. So split it up if you need to, or don't if you don't need to. Then in the environment, I like to talk to clients about your home environment, your work environment, and your online social environment. So those three things can be totally dramatically different. So you want to split them up. And under health, you're splitting up the circle into, or the pie piece into diet and exercise, sleep, and also mental. I mean, how are you mentally feeling as far as your mental health goes? Because we all have rough patches. We all have rough months. So you might find that that month might be low for you that month. And you might find that you work on it and you find it'll be better next month, that kind of thing. So just kind of taking a pulse check on that really helps. Then under relationships, I split it up into 4. So that piece of the pie is split up into 4 sections. That's intimate relationship, which is your relationship with your partner, which can be totally different than your relationship with your family. Also, relationship with your friends and your coworkers, your work relationship. How are those interpersonal relationships working? So you've got those 4 areas. When it comes to finance, I break it up between income and retirement. 2 different things. Very important when it comes to retirement, or when it comes to finance. When it comes to spiritual, I break it up into spiritual path. How are you doing on your spiritual path? Your purpose, the reason why you're here, your life purpose, your journey. How are you doing on that? And then also some people are very religious, and so you may have a connection to religion. If you don't need to break it up into 2, you don't need to break it up into 2. But if you do, those would be the 2, because they can be completely dramatically different. And then fun and recreation, I just leave as a whole. So that's kind of how I work through a balanced life graph. If you've actually signed up for one of my free consultations, then definitely you'll want to fill this out and have it ready so we can talk about it in our consultation to see how your life is looking on the graph. Now, once you've broken it up, from the circle, on the top line, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. From the bottom center, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're grading everything on a 1 to 10 basis. 1 being it's just abysmal, and 10 being it could not get any better. Very few people ever hit that 10. You might hit a 9, an 8, that kind of thing, a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So then once you've got those lines in there, you know where you're sitting at with that. That's when you want to grab out your markers or your pens or whatever you want to do and just start coloring it in. So you graded each area. You know you feel pretty good about your career, so you give yourself a 7 and you color that space in. So you've got a 7 on career. You can do all different kinds of colors. I'm just quickly doing this. When you do this on your own, you'll want to go separate. Your job's kind of equaled out to your career, so you're going to go ahead and, for me, I'm just putting it right here. This is just an example. I'm just kind of pulling things together for you, just kind of giving you an idea. Then environment, home environment. Maybe you have like some work you want to do in minimalism. So you want to become a minimalist. So maybe you have some work to do in your home. So your home environment, maybe it's low this month, but you know what you're working on, right? You know that you want to work on on being a minimalist. I mean, that's just one example. So say your work environment, your desk is just spick and span perfect. So your work environment is doing really good. So you color in your work environment at a higher level. Then you go into your online environment. How is your online environment doing? Are you feeling safe? Do you have drama in online? Those kind of things. Kind of look at your online environment and see where you're at with that kind of thing. It could be anything. Environment can be really anything. Then you're going into how's your diet and exercise. and you color that in. As you're coloring this in, you're going to start to notice that areas that really need some focus this month. And those are the areas that you would focus in on. So these markers are just kind of giving you an idea of where you're at for the month, where you're starting out your month. And this gives you a tool that you can use to, one, create to-do lists, create tasks, create goals, and also identify, hey, this really needs some work. I didn't realize it, but this really needs some work. So this is a super helpful tool that will really help you to kind of gauge where you're at every month. Do it at the beginning of every month. Come back and join me. We'll do it again next month. So do it again at the end of the month, and then look at where you started at the beginning of the month and where you're starting the next month, and kind of do an analysis page. Just kind of say, well, this improved, this did not. And you'll start to notice when you put focus in one area, if you're not balancing out the other areas, those other areas might fall short. So you'll start to get really good at being able to balance that scale and finding and creating a more balanced life and moving forward and getting a return on your investment of time and finding more success. That is the end of today's video. I will link up the different areas on the balanced life wheel down below so you can check them out and add to them. But definitely this will give you a lot of great insight into where you're starting for the month and where you ended after working on this. And doing this every month can become a really invaluable, super invaluable tool. So thank you so much for tuning in. I am New York Times bestselling author Jamie Brumfield. And again, definitely check out our giveaway. We're giving away some master classes for our classes that are starting, or access to some master classes that are starting in January of 2021. So definitely check that out and get yourself registered for a chance to win an access pass to one of those. It's a $99 value. If you want to join one of the master classes, you can check out my Facebook page, or even try a free consultation. Check out my Facebook page and go to book now, or reserve your spot on one of the master classes that are coming up. So all of that is down below on the Facebook page, Spirit and Mind Connection, Design Your Desired Future. Thank you so much for tuning in. Check out the full playlist of this month for personal development, personal growth. And if you're new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe and click the bell to get notified when new videos become available, because I've got a lot more tools and tips I'm going to be sharing this month. And we're going to be doing it all year next year, and focusing on all of the different 8 areas, and really deep diving into the different 8 areas every month, one each month. So I look forward to sharing more tips and tricks with you as we progress. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm New York Times bestselling author Jamie Brumfield. If you like paranormal romance or paranormal mystery, check out my books on Amazon. I've linked them up down below. Thanks again, and I will see you all in our next video. Bye.